Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to be reviewing none other than The Social Network, the very beginning of Facebook, basically. It's going to be a good time. Join us.
This idea is potentially worth millions of dollars.
Millions?
You stole our website.
They're saying we stole the Facebook.
I know what it says.
So did we?
People want to go on the internet and check out their friends, so why not build a website that offers that friends, pictures, profiles?
I'm talking about taking the entire social experience of college and putting it online.
The site got 2,200 hits within 2 hours.
22,000.
I can't wait to stand over your shoulder and watch you write us a check.
If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd invented Facebook.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we're going to be talking about it. I am joined by none other than Mr. Triple X, Mike Knox, because he's hardcore. What's popping, fam?
It's a great day to me when we get an Aaron Sorkin masterpiece and we get to talk about it. That's how I feel today, brother. That's how I feel.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And also joining us is Mr. Rain Cloud himself, the executive consultant. How are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
All right, giggity. So, how'd y'all like this movie, man? I forgot why I picked it, but I did pick it because
you did.
I mean it's an interesting movie. It's certainly something that all of us do remember. I don't know. You know what? When was the first time you created a Facebook?
I've actually been on Facebook since 2003. Since the year Facebook came out, I had a friend that went to school, because people will sit here and tell you a lie and tell you they had a Facebook account. But the first year, almost 2 years, you had to have a EDU. You had to belong to a college. Okay. And so everybody I know was still doing MySpace. Of course, I had a Black Planet account. You know what I mean? But nothing really, although you went with the fad, grabbed you. Really until the Facebook at the time came around. So I've had one since the beginning.
I think I got mine around 07, 08 when I first saw how I could use it in real estate. And because in the beginning I didn't I was still hype on MySpace. Because when MySpace was still around,
you could play music on your page.
You could. No, I mean, you could cover your whole page. You could play videos. Things would come up automatically. I would have Eric B and Rakim on my page. Like, anyway, but like, it was interesting because a lot of these social networks, we didn't necessarily see them as big as they are now. Mind you, this was prior to problems that come with it. Okay, who's muting me?
No.
Am I mute?
No, it's my fault, sir. I was trying to mute him. I heard his mouse going really loud. So go ahead. I can continue.
So, I just remember this time as honestly being a lot of fun. There wasn't a lot of regulations on these things because they were pretty new. This was also the time where Craigslist was crazy. And there was just not a lot of regulation on these type of things. And this was just like the wild, wild west of the internet, because there's just a lot of things that they were able to get away with. Now, one of my favorite parts was one of the very beginnings of the movie where, Mark Zuckerberg was upset, complaining about his girl, and then all of a sudden he just comes up with this idea and hacks into Harvard. So now, yeah, that whole thing right there, and then the thing he goes to, like he
doesn't really hack into Harvard. He's already belonging to Harvard. You know what I mean? Just that part, like.
No, but my point is that he was able to get personal data of all of these different people, get into the system, and then start taking out all of these different all of this information from the system. Like, that kind of shit now is very hard to do, unless you have the apparatus and the time and the systems for it. But just the way that he was doing it, I mean, and mind you, I'm sure that they exaggerated a little bit for the movie's sake, but just everything that he was doing in the beginning is is just amazing to me, because even with all of these apparatuses in place and all of these people and blah blah blah, he was still able to get around and then just do things like it was nothing to him. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guy's a genius, but just that whole part of it was very, very interesting. At least as far as the beginning goes.
For me, this movie, for those who don't know, 2003, Jesse Eisenberg playing Mark Zuckerberg. To me, the best guy who plays Spider-Man in the suit, playing his best friend, Wardo Salvin. Them come together, and just to me, Vic, in this movie, like you said, it starts off when he's arguing with his girl in the bar. You know what I mean? And the famous line in the movie is Erica Albright is a bitch. And as you know, he starts the blogging and getting drunk, and as you said, just completely change the game in the sense of just starting it. Let's compare girls to farm animals, is what's going on at this point in time. And then his boy comes over and he's like, hey, I need the algorithm. And one of my favorite lines is in this movie when he's going through it and they get him to the ad board and he's 6 months probation. Like, I'm saying, how you get probation for being an A student, right? And he says, well, I want to, so I think I should get some kudos. And they're like, what do you mean kudos? They said, first of all, it's 22,000 hits, and in a night they got to sign up for something. I'm saying, like, but he said I couldn't give drugs away for free that much in the night that this guy got off. And he goes, well, if you knew what you were doing, he said, well, this is Harvard, this is at halftime of the Super Bowl kind of busy. And we found you in 4 hours. He said, well, if you knew what you were doing, you'd have knew that I had on my dorm room window. And it was in that moment, I said, when he landed the role of Lex Luthor, which I still say he wasn't Lex, he was his son, Alexander. He was great for this role, because if you think of Lex in today's world, you think of, to me anyway, someone like Mark Zuckerberg, a tech genius, someone like that. But
the funny thing about that is, though, like, in this movie, he was very much giving Lex Luthor, but I never felt that this is who Mark Zuckerberg is. Like, this person that's so pretentious and so he's in this movie, he's a lot like Sheldon Cooper, like the type of guy that's just like off, if for lack of a better phrase. And I don't think that Mark Zuckerberg is like that. I don't think that's necessarily his personality. I could be wrong, but I don't know. That the guy just doesn't come across.
To me, they say, like, and you said in the beginning of this movie, and executive consultant, anytime he just down there just looking mean. You say, I wonder how much of it is true, right? First of all, we look at the cast. None of these brothers look like these brothers that played these roles, first and foremost. Okay. Not the Winklevoss twins, who for years I thought were the same guy. To find out, I mean, we're twins. I found out it's one guy playing two roles. Once I seen it about 30 times, you realize it's the same guy playing two roles. You can see the split, and you can see the split in the camera. But as he's putting this together, I think he doesn't have any friends. He is socially awkward. I feel he couldn't, which was mad about it. And you look at what he's obsessed. I'm obsessed with Finals Club, right? He was obsessed with getting into the club. To him, Facebook became that club for him, to me. And I think he was that douche of a bag, my potential douchebag and my flip-flops, those kind of things. Executive Consultants, your thoughts so far? We're just rambling. You're sitting down there muted like look like Devontae from Jodeci right now. Ooh, yeah.
This movie came out, 2010, 2011?
2003.
This movie did not come out in 2003. Facebook came out in 2003. 2010,
I'm sorry, 2010. I apologize.
You're the man.
Sorry.
No, no worries.
About Facebook.
Yeah, I can see why you would think about the Facebook. 14 years then. I've avoided this movie. 14.
It's a long time.
Vic, you hurt my heart and my streak by having me watch this movie. Right? Here's a little known fact. I didn't join Facebook until 2009. Why? Because I didn't want to join Facebook. No intention to join Facebook. I was a MySpace guy, right? You come to my page and you hear what kind of music I want to play today, which happens to bring me to life. And I was not interested in joining the Facebook. My girlfriend at the time was on the Facebook, and she kept talking about how good it was. So because of that, you ever hear something so much about something or someone that it automatically makes you turned off by it and not like it?
Yes.
That's how I was about the Facebook. I was not interested at all. I was all about the MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
I was all
I was
about
with you on
Tom.
that, by the way.
F Mark. It was about Tom. I wanted a thumbs up. That's why Unpopular Review has thumbs up.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I finally did join Facebook in 2009, and I forgot all about MySpace like everybody else. You know, I found out MySpace still existed. And you know, shout out to Mike Knox because he also, I do this every single episode. So here's a fun fact. When I've been doing the commercials for the Mike Knox show the last couple of weeks, I noticed he's been doing NXT's point system sometimes, right? So I realized over the last couple of weeks, I keep saying shout out. So shout out to Mike Knox, right? Because he said Black Planet. That was my first, and in my opinion, the catalyst, the mothership,
Absolutely,
if you will.
Absolutely. It was the
social
living
media.
single of Friends, just so we know.
All before all that was Black Planet, and in my opinion, still was the best one in some ways. Okay, even over MySpace in this top 5 list later, T-Mobile tried to do and caused a lot of friendships breaking up.
Wow!
Right, but I'll tell you the most influential thing that Facebook did, right, and they put it in the movie, the relationship status, because I guarantee the relationship status in Facebook has broken up many of relationship statuses in the course of its history in the last 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Do you
caused so many arguments in the last one? I know I've been a part of them. You know what I'm saying? Why are you single? Are you single? Are you involved? It's complicated. That was one of the worst ones they could have ever put in there. It's complicated.
Complicated.
It's complicated, bitch.
The Cheetah Girl though, the Cheetah Girl had put in there. He said, "I think you should think that means something." He said, "You telling me the owner of the creator of Facebook doesn't know how to change his own status?" I said, "No, I don't."
Well, she was definitely crazy, and they gave you the nod to her, like, "Oh, she's crazy." Like, "Oh,
First of all, he met her. She
it.
gave him fellatio in a public bathroom the first night they met. He should have known she wasn't girlfriend material. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
I mean, but he had
you're not getting it.
No, but here's the thing. Remember when he got the
thing,
attention?
Tell him the thing.
Remember when he got the attention the first time? Remember how hype he was?
No, I get it.
That's the thing. Like, you know, in a situation like that, you never get none.
But he knew he could get girls. He wasn't Mark, right? Remember when he?
No,
when
that's
he
not the point.
Well, when he comes to him at the bar with the idea,
next door, right? Mark got something installed next door, and then Mark was all cheating like he was high, like he snorted a line after he was until he saw his ex. Hey, I feel you, brother.
He was stuck on his ex though.
Well,
I will say,
like Mark really was.
You look at his
because
personality.
she likes boys that roll crew.
If you look at his personality, all right, because there's certain elements of this gentleman that I see in myself. I wish I had his bank account, but anyway, it's about the fact that he seems to, I won't say get away with everything, but he seems to get what he wants and doesn't have that many consequences. I want to do this is what I'm going to do. You have a problem? Fuck you. And that's pretty much what he was saying. Forgive me for my language. She actually told him straight up, "I'm not listening to you." Even after he created Facebook, he did that, and he went to her and he brought it to his attention, like, "Hey, you need to be impressed. I created the Facebook. What does that mean?
Little video game.
Yeah, I'm talking to my friends." And then one black guy I saw in this movie, he says,
I said, yo, every time I go, why don't one black dude got to be the one to try to bully him?
You know, I've been drinking, so I'm just going to say how it is, right? I don't do the race thing that much, right?
It was in this.
But I
I
realized since moving to Florida, I do the race thing a lot.
I love you, Aaron.
People used to go around like, "Oh, you can't act white." You think that? I don't. Okay, here's the reason why Wednesday show look like Wednesday show. Now, that being said, let me tell you this: I respected her for that. And Mark Zuckerberg, outside of Justin Timberlake, who plays in a dick very well, right?
Sean Parker. He would only wish he looked like Justin Timberlake, in the words of my wife. Only thing they got in common is his hair. Okay.
Well, he played the role very well. I don't know.
Very well.
I don't know what he did before or any of that, but he played the. I wanted Peter to punch him in the face.
I've always thought Justin can act his butt off. I've always thought Justin Alpha Dogs. Justin's a very good actor.
He needs to give up the music and go to acting. And when I say that's not saying he hasn't had any hits, because he definitely has. Right? He's played some music. I mean, I bring sexy back from time to time, right? But I think it's past. His time is past, and he needs to consider it. And honestly, I never understood how you make more money in movies anyway.
Wait, doesn't he actually own MySpace?
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, isn't he? Doesn't I know that? I remember his name being.
He might.
I think he did go back.
I mean, to be honest with you,
because I know.
I mean, look, no. Here's the thing.
It's always a thing.
If you still have access to your username and password for MySpace, when you log in, it's like going through ancient ruins. Like you're looking because everybody just let it go. Nobody closed their account. Nobody.
I don't like that. I let it go. You stop going. It's like Threads from Instagram. Like I think I still have it, but I haven't been on that thing since
it's still worth $87 million.
MySpace.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I'll take the 87 million. But let me tell you something.
The thing is,
let's talk about Napster, right? Let's talk about stuff that's not worth anything. Let's talk about Napster, which I always never liked. Also, because I was a fan of LimeWire. I thought LimeWire was better than Napster. Okay.
No, but Napster was the first people to do that.
F Napster.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden,
you know, he doesn't like anything that's popular, don't you?
And then all of a sudden, it was LimeWire.
I don't like Snapchat.
And it was
he don't like nothing that's popular.
I didn't like. What was that thing? What was that thing that that was on for like it was like popular for 2 years? Tout was like a month. No, and did WWE bought into it to try? I know. It was something else. I think it was some people became famous. It was like TikTok before TikTok became famous.
Vine.
Yes, do it for the Vine.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for the Vine. Hated it.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing though. Here's a quote that I really took to heart with this movie from Sean Parker.
We're going to quote already? Okay. Mm-hmm.
We lived on farms, we lived on cities, and now we're gonna live on the internet. And
he was
mind
truly
you,
high when he said that though.
No, but if you think about it though, about it,
right.
Look,
No, I'm
we're
just saying,
getting to a place where
was.
I don't like it.
Because look, here's the thing. You notice how I don't know if you notice how Logan Paul is walking around right now.
What, the United States Championship?
No. With the new Apple thing, the Vision Pro.
Apple Vision, absolutely.
That's Mark Zuckerberg.
Cannot wait to get
No.
The Apple
Paul
Vision. Go ahead.
Is running around with the Vision Pro, right?
They look retarded though. Sorry, they look stupid.
It does, but so do the Q-tips. So do the Q-tips.
I know.
You know the Q-tips look dumb, and everybody, all the kids is rocking it. Pretty soon, you're gonna see a whole bunch of kids with all of these things on their heads, and it's gonna be popping. Why? Because you already know. But
Apple doesn't have to do much to sell their shit.
No, but here's the truth. The thing is that now we truly do live on the internet. Like this guy was right. It's gotten to the point where the majority of life is online. Look, we don't use paper. We barely use paper anymore unless we're printing out a shipping label. We're not writing. They took cursive away from the schools.
Can I ask a question? I agree with what you're saying, but can I ask you a question? What does this have to do with the movie? I want to talk about how much.
What it has to do with the movie
is the fact that these guys got between friends, and I'm a loyal guy. You got between friends,
and GB watching this film, and for me, when you picked it, Vic, I remember you said, well, "What are you picking?" And I said, I wanted to pick this movie. I personally believe from a, like they say, a brother go to take one class, you think he knows everything. Right, same kind of thing. Like I truly am a studio production major, and I will always give out credit to my teacher, Miss Kirby, who always said to me, "What I teach you, you would." I hated her. I couldn't stand her guts. Homework, papers, everything you wrote was just never good enough. It was always read. And she said, "If you take this class, you're going to understand movies differently and the art of making movies." When I watch Social Network and I see Aaron Sorkin's screenplay, not only is it brilliantly written, certain scenes just really take away the picture to me that I watch every time I watch a movie and I go, if they could do this scene like this, then they'll be just fantastic. This they're in the bar. He's trying to sell him. He's already happy. He's already happy Wardo's not there because he knows Wardo already beat Sean Parker's bullshit. But the time he's talking to him, it's not only what he's saying is important, it's how in a real club, if I'm talking to Chris in a club.
Say it. Say why I like it. Say why I like this scene. Go ahead, go.
were yelling at each other.
Exactly my point. I love that.
But you can clearly hear the music behind it and them under it. Little things like that make a film, not a movie. If you know what I'm talking about, I call certain movies, and I call a very good, well-written, directed film a film. And
That's how much I love the fact that he said
Sundance for film it won Sundance for best film. And knowing this movie again, fan of Entourage, got to give that shout out. I knew about this movie 2 years before it came out. Why I always hope people should watch Entourage. Okay, so when this movie came out, I just truly, it's very few things I've seen end up, and I won't say I always say greatest of all time. I use that a lot, but I'm very careful with this one. Well, I'm very careful with this one because I go in the past 20 years. Like I give it that, right? I don't want to say is it better than Godfather? No. Depends on what you look at. People say, well, it's not better than Endgame, or it's a different kind of genre. That's one of the greatest adventure excitement movies I've seen. But film, how it's written, how it's acted, everything that goes with a film, and then having some validity to it. He screwed his best friend so bad. How you go from having 1-something million shares in a company to 0.3? Mark Zuckerberg was a dick, and is a dick. And the fact this movie demonstrates that, and I don't personally think he stole Facebook from the Winklevoss twins. I do not. They gave him an idea. He took that idea and made it better. Who he screwed was his boy. He said, I was your only friend. I was your only friend. And you did this because he was so obsessed with Sean Parker when that man said, what's better than $1 million? $1 billion. And from that point on, again, you're talking about a guy who is socially awkward, might be somewhat on the spectrum, is Mark Zuckerberg, but just smart as all as a whip. Okay? And I just think this movie, I give it a thumbs up, absolutely, but real fast, we didn't take a break at all, if I can, Vic, and I've just been rambling on your movie, but Erica Albright, when he does go back to him, remember? At the bar, the scene you were talking about, she says, you're probably going to go through being a very computer person, but you're going to go through life thinking that girls don't like you because you're a nerd. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that won't be true. It's because you're an asshole. And everything you see in reality about Mark Zuckerberg, they say that about him. And the crazy part is that they hid her name. Her name is not Erica Albright on purpose because I you know what I mean? But I encourage people, I encourage you to go watch any movie you love because it has urban ties or it has religious beliefs you like in it, or someone says it's the greatest comedy. But go see a movie about something that we're all a part of and see how something like this changed the world forever and how this was put together, and make your own decision from it. From there, I'm gonna be quiet from that point on, Vic. My bad. I had to, because we were just talking about all kind of shit about social networking, but not the movie. And I just think this movie is beyond one of the best things I've seen, like I said, in the past at least 20 years.
What I like about this, at least looking back at it, because this movie came out 14 years ago. So, and just seeing how much Facebook has progressed in that time, because the funny thing is there's a lot of different things that have shown up, Snapchat, TikTok, all of these things, and now you have the social networks that are kind of stigmatized, where Facebook is kind of for the older crowd, but now you have a situation where you have a marketplace and you have groups and you have all of these other elements in place, and you can generate an income, and all of the games that came out, and the Farmville and all this crap that came out inside of I don't know those Facebook, when that came out, and in the late 2010s,
World of Warcraft, all that stuff
came out in Facebook, and it's still, mind you, and now they're evolving into Meta, and now they're doing these things where you're gonna wear a full face, you know what I mean? 10 years from now, everybody's gonna be walking around.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah, instead of having phones in their hand, the phones are going to be
on your face
right there. And it's very interesting because when this movie came out, the guy was still people were praising him because Obama was the first internet president and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And just to see it only a decade later and to see how far they've come is amazing. And because the truth is that everybody thought that Facebook was going to go down the path of MySpace eventually. I think that's what pretty much what
they
like,
think it's still taking its deathbed, and it's still
I don't think so.
But it's still very, very, very much alive. You know?
Very much so, because the thing is that now I think that Facebook now is taken more seriously than anybody else.
It's like especially it's the newspaper of the world.
I think
right?
the only one that can compare is LinkedIn.
And that's all business.
Yeah, LinkedIn is all business,
all professionals.
And Facebook is pretty much like what you want it to be.
Yeah,
you know, because you can you can make a Facebook page that's just for business, and then have something that's that's personal. But like my point is that I think that Facebook has a lot of versatility and a little bit more than just about anybody else. I still think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I still think that TikTok is very niche. And Snapchat, I think Snapchat is going to get the fate of MySpace. It probably won't happen for a while, but I think that Snapchat is going to get that fate, because I personally don't see many people using Snapchat as much anymore.
I still see young people all the time exchanging it for contact information instead of phone numbers. Yeah, maybe get your Snap, what's your Snap. I still see it, but I do agree with you. I think it's going to go by the wayside sooner rather than later. Actually,
what's your Snap?
See, now I see people. I see people communicating with Instagram.
I see it Instagram too. I see Instagram. I see Snapchat. I see Snapchat the most. I see Instagram a close number 2. I also see WhatsApp, which I never got. I'm on
WhatsApp's for international.
Yeah, international.
You get international. My first experience with that was talking to people in the UK when I had the UK shows. Grand Body P hip hop show. We had shows over there, and that's how we communicated. It was like WhatsApp app. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, cool. Free international calling. You know what I mean?
And apparently Telegram. I think it's Telegram is what I have.
Telegram, I have that too. I've had that.
It's still a thing, and that's
I hate that I get notifications
it's
from somebody finally joining. I'm like, huh? Why do I care? I don't even have. Why is it on my phone?
It's just amazing how many things. Technology has come up, even since we were kids. But technology has come such a long way, because we were landline. You know what I'm saying? And now you have all these ways to get. That's why I said I don't believe in marriages. No offense to either one of you. But we do need to take a commercial break. Find out. We're doing a double header next Tuesday, and we have another show on Thursday. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review. Hey, Mike, you got controls. Go ahead and play one. Or Vic. One of y'all play a commercial. There's 3 commercials you got to play.
The one that plays the commercial.
All right, I got it. Stay with it.
We'll be right back.
Would you mind taking a look at Bill? Sure, what's wrong? I don't know. He's just not right.
She worries too much. I'm fine.
Is he dead?
David, there's somebody outside.
Military started shooting town folk.
We gotta get out of here, guys!
Have you started looking for a job yet?
Sorry.
What about babysitting?
Babysitting sucks. Adult men don't babysit things.
You're wonderful with children.
I've been stuck babysitting these 3 kids. I know him. He's a friend. That looks good. What is that? I'm being chased by 2 insane drug dealers. I came for my motherfucking keys to my motherfucking minivan, and that's what's up.
Have you ever been emotionally butt-fucked by a friend?
I can't say that I have, no. This guy has. No, just kidding.
This idea is potentially worth millions of dollars.
Millions?
He stole our website.
They're saying we stole the Facebook.
I know what it says.
So did we.
People
People want to go on the internet and check out their friends, so why not build a website that offers that friends, pictures, profiles?
I'm talking about taking the entire social experience of college and putting it online.
The site got 2,200 hits within 2 hours.
22,000.
I can't wait to stand over your shoulder and what you write as a check.
You guys.
No shit. Welcome back. Unpopular View Entertainment. Homage to the 2000s and Vic Damone Jr.'s pick.
This is the last one, right? After this
is the last one. I'm excited. Listen, one thing I love about Unpopular View Entertainment is watching people pick movies, right?
I agree.
The Crazies, I remember it, but I didn't like those kind of movies back then. Like, so now I want to watch it again. LA, I love but back then I didn't really like that movie, but now I want to watch it again and see if I like it. And The Sitter, I'm always going to think it's funny.
Very, very
The Sitter's
underrated.
funny. I love The Sitter. So
never saw The Sitter, but I think Battle for LA and Crazy were very, very underrated, and I remember going to see it in the theater and loved them, but never really watched them again. So it'll be interesting to see them again. Let's get into our final thoughts, though. We already said some quotables, so while we take the final thoughts, we can do some quotables. And hey, Vic, this is your show, bro.
Actually, another thing that I liked what Mark Zuckerberg said was, I believe I deserve recognition from this board.
That's what I said in the beginning. Yes, sir.
And that right there was just gangster. Because it was just like, listen, man, I hacked into your shit and you guys didn't know it. If you would have seen it, you would have seen it on the bedroom window. That was just beautiful. You know what I mean? That was just great.
You know, one of the things is why he got the close, what they say, amount that are Eduardo Salverin, because that algorithm is what made Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
They told you the Winklevoss twins got 65 mil. That's nothing in the scheme. She said, in the scheme of things, it's a speeding ticket. What you got to pay. You know what I mean? But we don't know what he got. We just know he was he got robbed. His best friend. As far as that's it's wrong. Who he wrong.
No, I mean, but he also put the capital in. He was the CFO, so he
did everything. Yeah,
and mind you, and there was no reason to.
Justin Timberlake trying to give him $19,000 back though.
Oh, he almost said, "Oh, you make me feel so cool."
Yeah, which is crazy because the original contract that they had, in my opinion, was fine. But then all of a sudden they just changed all the terms and screw him over. That was just nuts.
Well, Justin Timberlake deserved that because he and I'm calling Justin Timberlake because I don't remember his real name, but
Parker.
Yeah, him, Justin Timberlake, and he said he told him to drop from the Facebook, and I think that was one of the smartest moves they made. So he deserves some money, but he apparently still owes $7 million.
But he was getting his 6%.
No, it went up to 7%. Remember, after they screwed Eduardo, it went to 7% for him and Moskowitz, which is the friend from the beginning here that was there, that's pictured there as well. Now they got to the far right, the one between Mark and Eduardo, which is Garfield and Zuck and Jesse Eisenberg there. But no, the thing was, Sean Parker didn't deserve it, but he got it. But they just worked together. It was really bad. It's just, I think if you watch this movie, it's like, to me, it's like, we compare things like Civil War. Like, what side are you really on? Because the movie that really gets is that he's in between two lawsuits. He's getting sued by his best friend, and he's getting sued by the Winklevoss twins.
Okay. And he's still worth $165 billion today. I think only Steve Jobs has more money. He's the youngest billionaire
in the world,
and he's a year younger than me. Ironically, he was born. His birthday is one day before mine. And
where's the money?
But I will say this: shout out to Mike Knox too. Shout out to Mike Knox because he said he thinks he's on the spectrum. Absolutely, his social awkwardness told me your ass is on the spectrum. No disrespect to you. Because I think some people on the spectrum are some of the most intelligent human beings I have ever met in my life. Y'all have a focus amongst what y'all are interested in that
very intelligent.
Oh my gosh! So do not take that as an insult.
Yes, it's because you don't have social skills or not better at social skills.
I'm not.
Like they say you can't hear or see. Their other senses are better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I
Exactly.
know that
This
because
is where it is.
and I can speak on that being that I have, a family that's on all levels of that spectrum, including a son of my own. But one of the things I want to say that Vic had brought up earlier about the influence on Facebook is, remember they lost the race. The Winklevoss twins came in second to the Olympics. And they said, my daughter just told me she watched you. He said, your daughter's in the States? She said, no, she's in France. She's in France. He said, and it's like, and then even the lawyer, she said,
they were screwed too.
She was like, they don't have running water in this country, but they got Facebook in this country. Like,
they were screwed also. I want to say that because you act like they didn't get screwed. I don't believe he stole the Facebook ideas per se from them, but they were kind of screwed. And one of them I thought was like a real stand-up guy. So
yeah, that was the older. That was they're twins. But
I mean, you know what the thing about it is, though.
That was the Jimmy.
But their part of the idea was just the exclusivity.
That's true,
right?
but I mean, and they get it.
Away,
they get it in with $65 million, but really, I mean, he kind of did them dirty. He wasn't answering their phone calls. He was giving them calls.
Facts.
It was
you know what I'm saying?
Well, he definitely avoided.
He didn't meet with them for like a month.
You know what?
It was he definitely avoided them. He was afraid, but
I agree. I hate to do this, but I'm looking at the time, and we haven't been this long in a while. And I'll give credit because I haven't seen a movie do this for us in a while. When there's only three of us. When it's 4 or 5, yeah. So let's get into it. Let's dive down into it. Final thoughts. Vic, you're in charge.
Thumbs up for me. Let's cut it off. It comes up. You already know I'm going to say a bunch of good shit. The movie was good. I had a good time, and it's influential. I think everybody should watch it. Thumbs up.
Absolutely with you there. I can't get this movie enough kudos. I just think you should go watch this movie. If you ever heard Mike Knox say anything else, ignore it. Go watch this movie. I think you really enjoy it. Yeah, it better be a thumbs up. I'm
gonna be real with you.
Sure.
I never was interested in watching a movie made by Facebook about Facebook.
Of course not.
Never was interested. I'm gonna keep being real with you. I still have no desire to watch a movie made over Facebook. There's no reason for a movie to be made over Facebook. But especially in 2010, it was too young. Gladiator asked me, was I entertained? This morning, when I watched this movie, I was entertained. It gets a thumbs up from me.
Okay.
But I will never watch this movie again.
That's a damn shame. I watched something out of this movie and get something out of this movie every single time, including the part when they come in there with the lawyers and they say, one question, who's Eduardo Salvin? And the way that the director, as Sean Parker's character always looking out the window when they're talking about the first investor who's going to invest $500,000 in their business, the way they phase out the background of Sean Parker, but you see him listening in, because it makes you seem as the whole time Sean was trying to take advantage of Mark. There's no way he just randomly showed up at his doorstep because he saw whatever happened across the street. He was following this guy. Sean Parker was a predator towards Mark Zuckerberg, in my opinion, in this movie.
Correct on that, but I also want to mention the fact that I have to give credit to Mike because I was thinking the exact same thing. I swear to God, and they did it twice in the movie. You'll hear what I'm saying. They did it when it was the opening scene with him and that woman that he was talking to. I can't remember who he was talking to.
Albright.
Where I felt like the music was a little too loud and I could barely understand what they were saying. So they dived down a little. Then when they were at the club, right, and everybody knows my life. Okay, let's just be real. If you know Chris, you know where he's usually at. And the fact that what always bugs me in movies is the fact that they be at clubs and they can clearly hear each other. And then when I'm at the club and I'm with somebody and they talking to me, I'm all like, "What? What you say? You know what? You almost looks like we're doing John Moxley and that guy from FTR. We're about to kiss because my ear is up to your lips. I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying. So the fact
that's why you got to text now.
I appreciate it in this movie. So Mike is absolutely right about that one. So get some thumbs up.
Last thing is just that if you again watch, I don't want to get no more away. I'm ready to get spoilers away, so I'm gonna let it be like that. I want you to just watch this movie. You wonder why he hates the Winklevoss twins. You're inviting me into the bike room. Just little things like that. I'm sorry.
It was also nice to see him take the same offense that she did, where he said, "Is that what you're willing to do for me?" And you know what? That might be a quote of mine. I might start using that for people. He was just like, "Is that what?" Because when he said that, I was like, he's about to screw these guys because he took offense. And I don't care what he said. He took offense to the fact that guy was given that. What is it called? It wasn't a fraternity, was it?
Yeah, he was definitely jealous that he was getting into the Brazilian. The
Yeah,
whole thing is he wanted to be in finals clubs. And she said, she said no. She said talking to you is like dating a stairmaster. Like, it's like, what's wrong with you? He said, what do you mean? He said, why do you keep saying that? You got to study. Because you're gonna be you. Like,
there was a little bit of Sheldon. So Mike, Vic is correct on that. So shout out to Vic because I definitely saw. If you watch The Big Bang Theory, which is my second favorite comedy of all time, second. First is Married with Children. Always will be Married with Children. Second will be.
I don't think he was a Big Bang guy. That's all.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. So true story, and then we got to end. And we can actually talk about this online, so you can still cut us out. But I never watched The Big Bang Theory for like the first 6-7 seasons, and people kept comparing me to this Sheldon creep.